Hello, and welcome to my Beatles YouTube channel. If you like the Beatles, please make sure you subscribe and you check out my other videos because I'm sure you're gonna find them interesting. I just got back from the cinema. I watched the new documentary about John Lennon and Yoko Ono called 1 to 1. This documentary was directed by Kevin MacDonald and it was released in the UK on the 11th of April 2025, that is to say, today. Although it could take me a few days to edit and upload this video. If you haven't watched the film yet, this is the video for you. The documentary is focused on the lives of John Lennon and Yoko Ono in the early 1970s, when they left England and moved to New York, more specifically to Greenwich Village. Back in England, they had a massive mansion near Ascot, that's the house that you can see in the film Imagine, and all of a sudden they relocated to a much smaller flat in Greenwich Village. Around this time, John Lennon and Yoko Ono watched a lot of TV because they were impressed by the 24/7 American TV. And that's why the documentary is a mix of many different TV clips, most of them about John and Yoko, but we can also see many clips about what was going on in America around that time and in the world. In the early 1970s, John and Yoko were at the peak of their world peace campaign. So we can see, for example, how they took part in protests against President Nixon and the Vietnam War. They also show John and Yoko's involvement on the John Sinclair case. John Sinclair was an American poet and political activist who was given 10 years for carrying 2 joints. John and Yoko took part in this massive protest where they got tens of thousands of people together, and 2 days later, John Sinclair was set free. We can see beautiful clips of John Sinclair reunited with his wife and daughter, and of his phone call with John and Yoko. We can also see how John and Yoko were very scared because obviously they were in the eye of the storm, and they were absolutely sure the Nixon administration did not like them and they did not want them in the country. So they were starting to get paranoid. They thought they were listening to their phone calls, which turned out to be true. Speaking of phone calls, we can hear many different phone calls around the film. For example, a conversation between John and Alan Klein, who around that time was still John Lennon's manager. And also a conversation between May Pang, who was John and Yoko's assistant, to another assistant who was asked to get 1,000 flies because they needed the flies for a protest or something. Hi, sorry to interrupt the video. Just a very quick, very important announcement. I published a book. That's right, I published a book. It's called From the Cavern to Abbey Road, a journey through the Beatles' iconic landmarks. In this book, we see the story of the Beatles from the places where everything happened. Some of them are famous, like let's say Abbey Road Studios, and some of them perhaps not so famous, like for example the art gallery where John and Yoko met. I put a lot of work and effort into this book, and it would help me so much if you grabbed a copy. It's available on Amazon all around the world, so if you want your copy, please go to the link in the description. Thank you. Now back to the video. It was also watching TV that John and Yoko watched a documentary about the scandalous abuse of learning disabled children at the infamous Willowbrook State School in New York. And that's why they organized the 1 to 1 concert at the Madison Square Garden in New York to raise money for the kids. They managed to donate over $1 million. This was the only full-length concert that John Lennon performed after breaking up with the Beatles. And even though I have seen clips of this concert before, all the clips that I've seen were very low quality, whereas now you can see the beautifully restored image and the audio has been remixed and it sounds so good, especially if you watched it at the cinema because it's an experience. Among the songs that we can hear are Come Together, Mother, and Imagine. The documentary shows Yoko in a pretty good light because, of course, people have been talking shit about her for ages. But in this documentary, you kind of even feel sorry for her because she couldn't see her daughter, Kyoto, for many years. And of course, she had to put up with, well, everyone hating her and everything. I'm not saying she didn't deserve it. Who knows? I mean, it's not for me to say. But yeah, the documentary is about their relationship. It's about their music, and mostly about their role in a world that was changing. So as a Beatles fan, I loved this documentary mostly because it's full of clips that I've never seen before, and trust me, I have seen quite a few, and also because of the beautiful sound and image quality of the concert. So I think Kevin MacDonald did a really good job, and I definitely recommend the documentary to all of you. Go to the cinema if you can, because obviously it's a much nicer experience than watching it at home. The documentary will also be available on HBO Plus later this year. So this is pretty much it for now. Thank you so much for watching until the end. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. You can also follow me on Instagram or Facebook. There is a PayPal link for donations. Of course, every donation will be absolutely appreciated. You can also buy my book. Actually, that would make me very happy indeed. Or the free option is just to subscribe to this YouTube channel and maybe click on the bell icon so you're the first to know when I upload new videos. Thank you for watching. See you next time. Bye.
Well, I'm afraid that's us run out of time.
Oh,
I'm really
okay.
sorry.
Oh,
So,
bye everyone.
thank you very much.
Thank you.
If I give my heart to you, I must be sure from the very